Hey, my Juju Bees, welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing this evening? This is a late upload for me. I had to take my daughter to get her hair done, so she has utilized all of my evening time. But if you are new here, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate you. I really won't be before you guys long because it's late and I only have a little bit to eat because I don't want to be up all night with heartburn. But how are you guys doing today on this lovely Friday Eve? Yesterday we finished off Ethic 4 and please forgive me ahead of time if I use my book as a reference because me doing these videos and rereading the series, I'm ahead of myself. So I'm done with book 5 already in the reread, but I'm just now starting it with you guys and I'm into book 6 already with the reread. I can't pace myself. Once I get wrapped up in, I'm caught up in Ethic Land again. This is a place that I don't know if I'm ever going to be out of. So here is Ethic 5. And so when we left off with Ethic 4, Morgan was, she had tried to harm herself. Well, she did harm herself. We're not going to say try. She did. And she's in the hospital. So, and in all seriousness, Morgan really tried to completely end herself, okay? She made a gas chamber, okay, in Ethics Garage. I know this is a book, but for people who may be struggling, needing someone to talk to, not really knowing where to place those feelings, there are a lot of places out that can help you. Please, 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 please go talk to somebody, anybody, anyone. Even if you need to talk to me, I will put my information at the bottom in the description box because that's a heck of a burden to carry. And for something to go wrong in your life and you decide that you no longer want to be here, that's serious. But when Ethic 5 starts, Morgan is still in the coma. And Alani's there. Everybody's there. And I think the beginning of the book, I think Arya is calling her. Like, girl, you know I like attention. Where you been? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going too fast. So, like I said, Morgan's in the hospital because she tried to eliminate herself. Bella wants to know what's going on with Morgan, of course, because by this time she's went back with Nanny because it's been some time that she's been in the hospital. So Nanny gives her a piece of paper and writes down her numbers and sends it to the corner store. Now, how many people did that? My friend lived in California. She said her grandma used to send her to the corner store all the time with a note and the money to play her numbers and bring her stuff back. And that's what Nanny did to Bella. She gave her a piece of paper. The guy at the corner went on ahead and put the numbers in for Miss Nanny and sent them on back home. So when she got in there, she asked the guy, like, do y'all have seltzer water and veggie straws? And the guy was like, nah, baby, we don't have no. He said, nah, baby, we don't have no veggie straws and no, we don't have no veggie straws and no seltzer water, but I got some quarter waters in the back and some Cheetos or something for you. But nah, we don't have no seltzer water. I just got mussels and shrimp. I'm rude. I ain't tell y'all what I have. And so when she was in there, she was like, no, thank you for the quarter bag, for the quart of water. And the Flaming Hot, she's like, she don't want that. So as she paying for Nanny's stuff, Henny pulled up behind her like, let me get 2 quart of waters and some Flaming Hots. And so he got the stuff. They went out. And he was like, hey, pretty girl. And she like, hey. And he like, who I gotta beat up? And she like, huh? He's like, why you crying? Who I gotta beat up? And she's like, why would you want to beat up anybody for me? And he was like, because he got a thing for Bella. Even though she's younger than him, he's sweet on old Bella. And she was like, I don't want you to have to try to hurt anybody for me, but my sister tried to hurt herself, and she's in the hospital now, hoping that everything's okay. And he's like, oh, I'm really sorry about your sister. Basically, he gonna get his weight up. So, yeah, one day he can take care of little Bella. So he's like, well, how come my car let me take you home? And she's like, you cannot pull into my house, up to Nanny's house, to drop me off. Nanny would kill me. He was like, come on, drop her off at the corner. And so he get in the car and empty out all of his snacks and shit. Like, you about to eat all that? He like, nah, you about to help me. So, ooh, sorry. So she was like, ew, stink. Talking about the Flaming Hots. And then he like, here, try one. So he get, I don't know if this is done. So he give her one. And she's like, oh, those are good. Give me some. So she's like, ooh, but they hot. So he opened up the quart of water and gave it to her. And he basically was like, I hope I see you around. While she was about to get out the car, I think her daddy might have called to check on her. So she go back to the house with Easy and Nanny. So Alani and Ethic are at the hospital, and they've been there for days. Maybe even about a week at this point. Maybe a little longer. And there's really no progress in Morgan. She's not breathing. Well, she's breathing with the machines. But that's really all the progress that they have right now. And I really want to say that before that happens, Arya is like, where is this girl at? Now, mind you, Arya saw Morgan the day before, or the day of, right before she tried to hurt herself. She had told her, like, make sure that Messiah knows that he did this, that this is all his fault. And so, excuse me. So, now it's been days since now Arya has seen her. So she called her like, Morgan, girl, you know I feed off of attention, and you haven't given me any. This is like my 3rd or 4th time calling you. She was like, and so now I'm on my way to your fine daddy house because you won't answer. Sure, I went to your apartment and you're not there, so I'm assuming that this is just an excuse for me to come see your fine daddy. So she's like, come on, Mo, you know I love you, call me back. So she's kind of worried, but she's not thinking nothing of it. All of a sudden, she get a call back from Morgan. She's like, Mo, where you been? And she heard it sounding on the phone, and she like, hello? And she like, Aria? And she like, yeah. And she like, this is Alani. She was like, um, Morgan is in the hospital, and she, tried to hurt herself. And Ethic said that she will want you here with her. She was like, okay. And she was like, Aria, baby? And she was like, yes. And she was like, you need to hurry. So Aria instantly panicked, like, when I find Messiah, like, I'm going to lay him out, because this is the reason. He is the reason why she did this. She panicking. She freaking out. She's like, oh, my God, what did she do? Why would she do this to herself? She really don't know how to handle it. And just like Morgan, Aria really hasn't had any real friends either. So, like, this is her first time having a friendship that really means something to her. So she's really hurt by this. So she flies down the expressway. She hurry up and get there. When she gets to the hospital, she leave her car parked in front of the hospital, thinking she like, I don't even have time to park. I gotta go see what's wrong with my girl. So she walk in. And when she walk into the hospital, of course, Morgan has like a tube down her throat because it's breathing for her. She's pale. She just don't look like herself, okay? And Aria's like, oh my God, Morgan, like, what did you do to yourself? Why would you do this? And of course, Ethic is like, well, what would make you think that she would do this to herself? She was like, because the last time I saw her, she told me that this is all Messiah's fault and that I needed him to know that this is on her. I didn't know that she was going to do something, this drastic or dramatic to herself. She was like, I'm going to be his, okay? And so, and she's like, Mo, wake up, what's going on? So she look over and she see at the he in the chair. He had got up and let her sit down. And she look over and she see Nah. And she like, oh, you a pastor? And he like, yeah. She was like, you a fine pastor. She was like, I need to lay all my sins at the altar. Now, this is Aria's way of trying to ease the situation. Because if she don't crack a joke, she gonna cry. And she really don't want to cry. And she like, Morgan, see, girl, you gonna have to hurry up and wake up so I'll be over here trying to hump on the pastor. She was like, you my calm to my crazy. Now I need you to wake up, Mo. And she let out a tear. And she kind of got a chuckle from the rest of them or whatever. So she basically was like, well, I'll just, make sure she's okay. And then she'll come back, of course, and check on her. And so by this point, Alani is like, I think, baby. And he like, And she like, I think maybe, he asked her like, well, where's the kids? And she was like, I sent them home with Nanny. And he was like, well, maybe you should go too. And she was like, I'm not going anywhere. And he was like, Lanika, just go. And she was like, I'm not leaving. And she was like, I know you're upset and I know you're frustrated. She was like, and you always have to be strong. And you always have to be the one to take care of everybody else. But I have to take care of you, so I'm not leaving. She's like, you could be mad, you could have a fit, shop, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay with you until the end. And so Ethic was like, I need you to take care of my kids. And she was like, what? He was like, I need to hear you say that you would take care of my kids. And she's like, what are you talking about, Ethic? Like, you can't talk like this. Like, I'm not going to have to take care of your kids because you're going to be here to take care of your kids. And sorry, I got my teeth cold. And he was like, if Morgan doesn't open up her eyes, I'm gonna have to close mine because I'm gonna have to help her get to heaven because she ain't gonna be able to get there on her own. And she was like instantly hysterical, like, no, Ethic, no. I know God, and God, that's my homeboy. She was like, and he gonna make sure that Morgan wakes up. He was like, if she don't wake up, I'm closing my eyes too. She was like, and then if you close your eyes, then I'm closing my eyes. So then what we gonna do? We gonna leave the other two kids without a parent? She's like, that's not gonna work. You don't have enough faith in God like that yet because you still learning. Because if you did, you wouldn't be giving up like this. Morgan has to wake up because if Morgan doesn't wake up, you're not waking up and neither am I. So that's just that. She has to wake up because she got to save us both because ain't no way I'm letting everybody just go down. So she was crying, of course, because she's emotional. And she's like, I don't want him to get to the point where he feels like, he can't make it no more. He can't move on past this, because we don't even know yet. Like, more, she still has a chance to, get out of the window. We don't know. So the doctor comes in, and the doctor says that the reason why they was wondering what was going on because her heartbeat was kind of irregular and it was all out of the place. And then that's when Alani and Ethic found out that she was pregnant. We already knew, but they found out. And they said that's why her heartbeat is off. They don't know if it's going to be any type of brain damage for the baby because it's too early to tell. But that is why everything was going off whack. He like a baby. So Ethic is furious at this point because like not only are you gone, you disappear, you a snake in the grass, Messiah, but now you're not here to help her raise this baby. And that's just too much for her to have to handle. So I'm gonna stop right here because it is late and I want to go to sleep. But I will be recording tomorrow. My video tomorrow might be a little late too. But please don't forget, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Even though it's late, I will see you all tomorrow, maybe the same place, but not the same time. Thank you. Bye, my jujubee.